The expressions we saw in the previous video only work on whole date values. For example, this expression returns data for all dates except March 22nd of 2013. But if I only use part of the date value in my expressions, I get no result. So when you need to filter on part of a date value, you can use a calculated field. Calculated fields don't exist in your data. Instead, they display the results of a calculation that you define in a new field in your query. As a first example, I'll filter for assets purchased in a given year. Click the top row of a blank field, enter equals, year, that's the function, and a set of parentheses. In the parentheses, add a pair of brackets and then acquired date, the field with my date values. In the criteria row, I'll enter 2013 and notice that I don't use quotes or pound signs around the value. You do that because the year function returns a number, so I can just use the number here. I'll also hide the acquired date field. That makes the data easier to read. And you can see the criteria filters for assets purchased in 2013. So back to Design View, and notice this. Access gave the field a name and removed the equal sign. That's normal, and if you want to, you can rename the field, another way to make your data easier to understand. Also, you need to remember a key piece of syntax. When you use a field name in an expression and the name has spaces, put it in brackets like this. Capitalization doesn't matter, but spelling does. As another example, say your boss needs to know what was purchased during the second quarter of 2013. For this, I'll use the datePart function because it lets me filter on time intervals, months, and so on. The function uses any of 10 interval settings, from years down to seconds, and here they are. And don't try to memorize these now. The course summary has links to this information. The function also requires a date, either a specific date or a list of dates in a field. So after datePart, I enter Q because I want to filter by quarter, and make sure you use quotes around this setting. Add a comma after the quotes, and then acquired date because that's the field where the date values are, and don't forget the brackets. Now enter 2 in the criteria row because you want results for the second quarter, and run the query. Finally, you can do a lot more with expressions than what you've seen here, so the course summary has links to more information. And next, we'll see how to calculate intervals between dates with the dateDiff function, and how to add or subtract dates with the dateAdd function.